Here is Danny, and today Google just announced their new console, the Google Stadia. But it is definitely not a traditional console. So what is it? It is a streaming platform that uses the power of the cloud and the HTML5 encoder inside your Chrome browser. You can compare it to a service like OneLive, where it streams a video feed towards basically any screen you have, be it a MacBook, phone, tablet, or maybe in a few years your holographic smartwatch. However, where OneLive was way ahead of its time, Google comes in at the perfect moment, using YouTube itself at its core, like the YouTube encoder, which does mean that the total image quality is less, with pixelated grassy scenes, just like here on YouTube itself. However, it does currently support 4K gaming at 60 FPS, but Google is even aiming for a higher 8K at 120 FPS. Can you imagine? Well, it can look a tad ugly on bigger screens. On a smaller 30-inch laptop it seems very good. Also imagine, no need to install the game or the patches, just press the button and play. It could also add more players to a multiplayer game, for example, since the game server and client could be hosted from the same server instance. There's possibly way less delay in terms of processing and sending data packets from and to the client, which could theoretically even mean that we can have a Battlefield game with over 1000 players. It also could be used for calculating destruction, a bit like that old Crackdown 3 announcement that advertised the power of the cloud, but it never came. Of course, this is all future talk, but it could make it possible. It's also heavily integrated into YouTube. If you see, for example, me pulling off a sick throwing knife in Battlefield and you think, piece of cake, I can do that too, you can press a button on YouTube itself and be right in the game. Or when I'm live streaming, you can straight up join my game, at least if I want to. Doesn't really matter what system you're using at the moment, since it is all running somewhere on one of Google's massive data centers, powered by custom AMD hardware. Another possible good thing is that developers aren't constrained anymore by the sizes of Blu-ray discs and your hard drive, and the game could almost be a petabyte in size, running from a server-grade SSD. Google also promises boot times that are near the 5 seconds. They also sell their own controller, which can actually link directly to your Wi-Fi network, making the input delay in theory lower. It also has 2 extra buttons, one to access the Google Assistant and a share button to record your 360 no-scopes, since that little thing has no input devices at all. You can of course also still use your normal devices if you want, like the controllers and mouse and keyboard. Another thing that this allows is couch multiplayer. Since everything is handled somewhere else, it could merge it all together into a single feed of multiple people playing the same game, even if the game doesn't originally support local multiplayer. But now you might ask, since it's all done off the internet, how big is the delay? Well, the guys over at Digital Foundry have done some testing. Keep in mind the game was running at 30 FPS, which increases the input delay. It was also running over Google's Wi-Fi system, which of course causes extra delay due to it being Wi-Fi, and they had no idea how the laptop's screen's response time was that they used. Digital Foundry used a 240 FPS camera to measure the delay between a button press and the action happening in-game, and the results were quite surprising. The button to pixel delay is the same 166 milliseconds as a Xbox One X, running the same game, and only 33 milliseconds longer than a PC running at 30 FPS. However, like always, a higher frame rate will decrease the delay as well, with only a 100 millisecond delay on a PC running 60 FPS. So when the Stadia reaches 60 FPS and the player is using a stable high-speed landline, the delays might be lower as well. It is set to release somewhere this year, but there's no wording on the pricing sadly. And I definitely wanna check it out if the price is not too crazy. Or maybe offer it to partnered YouTube gamers for free? Hey YouTube, you got my mail right? But anyway, that is all I got for today. There is still time to upgrade your own computer and join my RTX 2060 giveaway, of which the link is in the description and the YouTube comments. And a massive shout out to my Patreons: Sorfin, Pingwing with a Gun, Skippy, Lubar, Chris, Oliver, Take My Text, Arsenij Plotnikov, Captain Sebi, and Eastbars. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more. This was Danny and I see you on the battlefield.